Hey everyone, I'm attorney Jasmin Robinson, better known as Attorney Jas, and I just wrapped up the lunch table talk on the progress report.
Progress report.
It's your girl Lala Shepherd, A-Boss Brit the Most Lit. What's up, it's your girl DJ Excel, and this is the Progress Report.
Wednesday at 9, tune in every time. We don't do no cap, report only facts.
The Progress Report.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl Lala Shepherd.
Boss Brit the Most Lit.
What's up, it's your girl DJ Excel.
Okay, this is a new edition of Lunch Table Talk, and we have a lawyer here today, y'all.
Let me sit up right. Let me get my posture together. Get
it together.
So,
I should have wore a blazer. I'm sure.
right? We should have dressed up. But introduce yourself and let us know what type of law do you practice.
Hey everyone, I'm attorney Jasmin Robinson. Feel free to call me Attorney Jas or Jas for short. I'm a business, entertainment, intellectual property lawyer, better known as the 5-star attorney.
AKA the bag.
Okay.
The bag lady is here.
Well, damn.
Cha-ching.
Well, tell us, how did you, get into that? What made you want to become a lawyer?
Ooh, my crazy family. Could we curse on here?
Yeah.
I think my crazy ass family.
Yeah.
We all understand that part right there.
Yeah,
Now
I
look
wanted
at
to be
that.
a big family lawyer.
Yeah.
I wanted a 1-800-divorce sign on 7585. Like, that was my goal because of my family. But, you come up with your plans, but then God has other plans. So,
Right.
yeah.
So what was your original practice that you wanted to
Family law.
always?
Yeah,
Oh, family law.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
what I'm saying. I saw my mom and my dad got a divorce. My sister got a divorce.
All right, not too much of divorce, right?
Oh yeah, because we respect marriages around
Yeah.
here. But I'm just saying, I saw so much divorce and custody battles and stuff as a child.
Yeah, custody
And I was
battles,
like, Mom, that's not right. And she was like,
Not too
right
much.
now,
Right.
you a child, but that made me.
Dang,
Yeah.
you was fighting that,
I object
right.
Basically.
to your mom.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we be having a lot of artists up here who seem like they don't have legal guidance, and we be wondering like what's really going on. So we got a lot of things we want to
We
cover
do.
today,
Let's do it.
and hopefully people can learn from this episode as well.
I hope so too.
This is a free consultation for y'all today.
Say that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Where y'all want to start? Because
And-
there's so many different things that we can cover.
Also, real quick, because I see you shine light on it. It's like a 3% or a very small percentage
I'm
of,
so happy you brought that up.
yeah.
Less than 5% of lawyers are black.
Thank you.
And not even, like, what are women?
Less than 2%.
And beautiful women, though.
Salute to you. Salute
Yeah.
to you. I want to say that. All
And
right.
I'm also a law school coach working to increase that percentage. So
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That's so
Boss
dope.
for real, man. Come on,
Well,
boss.
okay, real quick, another question. So talk about the process of getting your degree and passing the bar. We always hear about the bar.
well, first you have to go to college.
Right.
In almost every state, unless you take the Kim Kardashian approach.
Which was what? Explain what she did.
She did not go to she did not go to law school. She decided to go the apprenticeship route. That's still allowed in California and one other state that I can't recall right now. But essentially, you work under a law firm and you learn under a law firm.
Okay.
But then you have to take a baby bar after your first year, and if you fail that, you can't take the real bar. I don't believe she's passed that one yet. So.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the route I probably would have
Nah,
chose.
same.
too.
That's
About 30% of people that go that route are successful.
okay.
Yeah.
Got
So
you.
you're still a real attorney though, right? If you pass, or
If you pass, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But I went to law school and I'm very happy I went. I would never do it again. But it was the best worst experience of my life.
Yeah.
The best worst.
Yeah.
Well, maybe never mind.
Give us some pros and cons of your experience with law school.
So studying in law school is like real studying, like everyday studying. It's not like cramming every other week for a test. No, you're studying and reading 100 pages a night. You're doing practice essay questions. You're getting beat up in class by your professor. You have to have very thick skin.
For a
They
lawyer,
literally
period.
Like
though.
Legally Blonde when they was drilling her.
Drilling.
I remember that part.
They don't care if you get upset and
Yeah.
take it personally. They're there to make you a better lawyer. So they will call you out in front of everybody. And then you go home and cry.
Cause like when what's that one show, Mom? That one with the lady, what's the lady, the actress that, Shonda Rhimes. What's her show?
Oh, How to Get Away with Murder?
How to Get Away? Yeah. So like, okay, question.
Lawyers be looking
I
at
got
shit
some
different.
thoughts about it.
Okay, so I mean, what's your thoughts on that one? And then two, like I mean, with lawyers, in my opinion, it's like y'all have to know how to sell something. Y'all have to. It's so many components. You gotta know
Storytelling.
your shit. Storytelling. It's so many components.
Okay, so first off, I love How to Get Away with Murder. I actually dressed up as Annalise Keating.
Okay.
As Halloween one year. So I love the show. I love the dramatics, etc. But no first year law student is doing anything they did. You don't have the chance of representing an actual real client until your third year of law school. That is completely unrealistic. But that aside, I had to stop watching that show. It came out when I was in law school. So I would go to sleep like traumatized.
Oh, wow.
I had to stop watching it because I'm really taking the episode to bed because I'm literally kind of in their position. It was too much.
That's funny, but that makes sense. That makes sense.
And how many years did you have to study law?
3.5 years. So 3 years of law school, and then I say a half because for most folks, you take the bar exam right after you graduate. Well, 2.5 months after you graduate, you study for that summer after, and then you pass, and then
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Well,
But
congratulations.
it's hard.
Absolutely.
There's so many barriers from the bar exam, which costs you like $3,000 to LSAT prep. I have more student loan debt than the price of my house. I bought a townhouse almost 3 years ago, and my student loan debt is probably double that.
Wow.
So there's
Come
so
on,
many.
Biden.
Let's give a dispute.
What happened?
Right. But speaking about it, that student loan forgiveness, it ain't do nothing for me.
I know.
People up in arms about it. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
like
like,
5%
damn,
of my loan.
that's a good thing. Then I was like,
I'm
nah,
stressed.
we need that money from y'all.
but that's
real
why I'm
quick.
working with future lawyers. My future lawyers have done over $5 million in law school scholarships. So
Okay, dope.
I wish I had me.
Nah,
That's what's up. Setting them
Yeah,
up.
what?
Yeah.
So when you finished, was it hard to find work, or like how that process work transition into being on your
No,
own?
because I'm naturally a hustler. I'm naturally a networker. So I'm gonna find me a job.
Period.
I had
Bring
6
that
jobs. I had 6 internships and externships throughout law school.
Okay.
So I knew
Real
one of them
hustler.
would turn into something, and
Yeah.
it did. You know,
Everybody
granted,
need a lawyer.
when I took the
Facts.
bar exam, when I took the bar exam, I didn't have it secured. So I was actually working half of my bar exam prep, which they didn't advise, but I gotta do what I gotta
Gotta
do.
get to the money, yeah.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
So we definitely got a lot of dope topics that we can get into. Like
Yeah.
stuff is coming to mind as we even sit here. But I guess let's get into the trademark thing first. Y'all want to talk about that? Because I know that was something that Britt had kind of mentioned before. So we can talk about
Yeah.
trademarks.
Let's talk
Not
about.
interviewing a lawyer with a hookah.
I love Atlanta. Hey, I love Atlanta.
Some
But that's-
Atlanta shit right
it's
here.
a-
I love
Atlanta
it though,
shit,
because
yeah.
it should be like that, right? You should be
Yeah.
able to get hookah with your lawyer and talk
Right.
business, talk
Right.
your case.
I
and
don't
it's
want
like,
to get hookah with my lawyer.
I do.
right, the fuck?
You can relate to me.
yeah, like we kicking it. I'm your cousin.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
talking about your case.
Facts.
So let's talk about the purpose of a trademark, because some people might not know necessarily what is the purpose of
Yeah.
a trademark.
The purpose of a trademark is to protect your brand identity. So your name, your logo, whatever someone sees and know that's your club, that's your event, that's your clothing line, that's your ice cream. Whatever that brand identifier is, you want to protect that so nobody else is using it and trying to claim they're you. You know, that is the purpose of trademarking your brand.
So is it a word or image?
It could be both.
So like if okay, so like King of Pops, that's a popsicle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you put King of Pops to Michael Jackson, right? But that's not but
Great
that's
question.
Y'all ain't think about that?
So
No, I didn't.
Well, not really, honestly. You just said it.
that's good.
That's a good
Like
observation.
you don't
wow.
Right?
No, none of y'all did that.
No.
No, because then
But that's
Justin
why
Timberlake was saying he was a
So
king.
maybe that's how they came up with their brand. And maybe he was listening to Michael Jackson one day.
Yeah.
It's King of Pop. It's a wordplay. I thought
Yeah.
that DJs be like, I thought that automatically, but
Question that needs answers.
yeah. So like, if you're saying you're the King of Pop with this, can somebody else use that?
Yes.
Okay.
So for example, let's think of Delta, right? You have Delta Airlines, right? You have Delta Plumbing. And they both coexist just fine. They're both on the trademark registry. Why? Because those products and services are so different. The same with your example. So King of Pop's ice cream and what is popsicles or
Right.
you know all those type of things, music. Those lanes they don't really
Right.
cross,
Okay.
right? But if, for example, someone tried to come out with Delta car rental service, that's in the transportation space,
got
which is
you.
close to airlines, so they would probably get denied. And or Delta Airlines will come after them with that cease and desist letter and say, y'all are too close to what we're doing. And someone is probably going to think that, what you do is associated with us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's slick.
Yeah.
Word.
I remember when LeBron was trying to trademark
LeBron.
Taco Tuesday.
Mm.
Why I never knew, like, why did he not get approved for the Taco Tuesday?
Well, I think first he didn't probably get approved because somebody else had attempted to trademark it. But it's funny you bring that up because actually the original folks that trademarked Taco Tuesday just lost their trademark. Yeah, Taco Bell went after them and filed a lawsuit claiming that essentially their trademark didn't have the strength that it used to have because everybody says Taco Tuesday
That's a
now.
fact.
So
You can lose your trademark.
because it's so common.
Think about it. Xerox. Can you Xerox this for me?
Yeah.
Whether you're using a zero, like I think in 2023, like my kids probably won't even recognize that was an actual brand
Right.
copy machine.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
True.
So whether it's a Xerox copy machine, I'm telling you to Xerox this.
Like
They
Kleenex or
lost-
something and all
Exactly.
that.
Same thing. Turf
Yeah.
out on the football fields and all that.
That's
That
a
you-
brand?
That was a brand.
Oh, wow.
Never knew that was a
But
brand.
you can lose. You can. So I argue sometimes that certain trademarks don't have the strength that they used to,
Got you.
But
and
what-
get my clients trademark approved.
Here you go.
Okay, period. I like Jas.
But,
Yeah.
but how does that
Never did
work?
it.
How does that work if you're you really made that brand so big? You know, like Xerox, like that's
Yeah.
a random name, but you made that brand so big, and they're calling everything that. Like, how can you lose that name?
Here's
That's
the
crazy.
problem. A lot of people don't realize that getting your trademark protected isn't enough. You have to police your trademark. So if you guys hear folks calling podcasts in general, let's just example, progress report. Did you check out the progress report? Whether it's y'all's progress report or not? Cease and desist. Stop it. We're going to take you to district court or to the TTAB, the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. ASAP. Like, you have to protect your brand. If I hear anyone using Jas Talks Law that's not associated with me, I'm sending them a cease and desist letter, and if I have to, I'm suing them.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to protect your brand, because if you don't, and if you just get all willy-nilly with it, so to speak, and just let anybody use it, you can lose your trademark.
Because you think like, oh, I own it. Like,
Wow.
y'all go ahead. So
And
that's crazy.
That's why I always tell people, when you're looking for a trademark lawyer, make sure you're looking for someone. Of course, use me, of course. But if you're not using me, make sure you're picking someone who not only does registrations, that understands what happens on the back end once you get registered. Someone that's going to police your trademarks, that doesn't mind suing folks for using your brand name without permission.
Okay, so that sounds great, right? A lot of people starting a business, starting something, don't know if it will go, cannot afford to trademark something. Yo, I got $1,000. Either I'm gonna invest in my company or invest in a trademark on something I don't know if it's gonna go, right? When do you, I feel like you're gonna say right away, but when do you feel like somebody should really trademark their stuff, and if they don't know it's gonna go?
And does this person have the funds, or does this person?
No, they
Struggling. They struggling.
They broke.
Startup business.
But they think they got a great idea.
Are they a praying person?
She said I need more context.
Okay,
Such
like,
a lawyer.
Do they have the gods and the ancestors on their side? Or, I guess what I'm getting at, of course, I want, the moment you have an idea, I would like for you to trademark it.
Gotcha.
Even if you haven't launched yet. A lot of people don't realize you can trademark as soon as you have the idea. You don't have to be actually using it in the way you intend to use it. So maybe your website won't launch for another year. You can trademark. We do it. I call it an intent to use trademark application. So I prefer for you to trademark right away. But if you were, I remember, being younger, I couldn't afford like a LSAT prep class. I had to just get it out the mud and do what I could. So if you were the person who's getting it out the mud and can't afford, my price to do your trademark, then you are hustling. And the moment you come up with that money, trademark then. But don't a lot of folks move backwards. They invest $5,000 into a website for a brand name they don't even own.
Damn.
And now you come to me after the fact.
Oh, crap.
I'm like, somebody owns that already. They're gonna probably send you a cease and desist once you make $1 million in sales.
That's real.
And now you're paying someone to rebrand for you, which is like double the cost for the
Yeah,
website.
because they not worried about you till you popping, and then when you
That
popping
part.
and built
Watching
the
your
brand.
ass, too.
Now they want 50% on your sales and et cetera. I see it all the time.
So can we talk about the trademark engines, like right? Because we all right. full transparency, we used you because we did use an engine, and I think we did it wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Because Lala was just like, why y'all telling me about her? We just knew about her. Like,
Yeah.
we just got
So the I'm
we was trademarkengine.com all the time.
So I'm gonna tell y'all some petty shit. This is really the petty shit. She thorough, right? I met her in the club. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Truth Midtown. It was like an event, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling her about the No Homo show. As I'm talking about it, she's on Google. I'm not even paying her like no mind what she going on her phone. And she was like, do y'all have it trademarked? Because, it says this trademark for this. It said a podcast, da-da-da. And she started laughing. I'm like, bro. Yeah. Not too much. This is our baby. Why are you laughing? And she was like, yeah, y'all weren't supposed to say it like that. Like, y'all are supposed to say it like this. This is going to take you time because using the trademark engines, we not lawyers. We don't know what to say. Mm-hmm. They ask you stuff that you have no idea about. All right, so can you talk about the difference between that?
Well, listen.
We stressed her out.
No, what stresses me out is the dream that a lot of these companies provide. They sell this dream that you're really getting a lawyer or you're getting the protection that you're not really getting. And then after the fact, y'all call us to fix whatever, to fix the mess.
Not
y'all. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about my other clients.
That's real.
So, because the thing is, in y'all's case, for example, they will give some instruction or direction, but at the end of the day, no one is really looking that over. No one is saying, not quite, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, post-filing, what happens is, if you use Trademark Engine or LegalZoom or whatever, post-filing, you're on your own. Mm-hmm. So what happens a lot of time is you apply through them, and then 6-8 months later, you're getting what we call an office action, which comes from the trademark examiner. Hey, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed. And y'all like...
And it costs too every time you gotta go back in. And
absolutely.
Yeah, they charge you for everything.
So
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
At the end of the day, on the front end, it may appear cheaper to use one of those services, but on the getting it actually registered, you basically are paying what you would have paid me to do it up front.
Facts.
And the crazy thing, my bad. And the crazy thing is, like you said, it might be 6 months till you even hear back. So you might have built the brand crazy, or just even just the time. It's not like next week you hear it and you working on it. Like, it takes so much time. So why even put that time at risk?
And let's even talk about the research side. Yeah, a lot of these companies aren't doing the proper research to clear your name before filing, because as I'm sure y'all know, that filing fee, you don't get that back.
Yeah.
That $250,
$350,
it's gone regardless.
Yeah.
So I don't let no client file an application that I don't think is going to get approved. I'm not wasting. I don't waste money in my personal life, and I'm not wasting any of my clients' money.
Let's be clear.
And I appreciate that. I think just with us being entrepreneurs, we all learning from experience. Yeah. We did the trademark for the progress report a long time ago, and I'm gonna hit you up after to make sure we got everything on point. Okay. But we did another trademark for Blast or Trash, a segment that we have, and another segment we had called Skipping Class. So, and I think, it's one of those things. Of course, initially looking at the websites like a LegalZoom, it's like, damn, but I'm like, I'd rather go to a lawyer just because I don't know. But how much realistically is it for people? Like, what's a good price point? You ain't got to say your exact price, but what's a price point that people should know that they should look out for?
I'll say this. Any lawyer that's charging you under $1,000 to do a trademark, I would not hire them. They don't value themselves, for starters, and the work that really goes into it, especially on the back end, which in turn for me says they may not value your brand the way they should, and or they aren't going to do the due diligence that I'm going to do. Period. Now I'm not saying you should pay more than $2,000 for a trademark or anything like that. But what I am saying is, you pay for what you get.
Man, I'm gonna start telling promoters that, if they try to lowball me, bro, you don't even value yourself.
Not for real.
They didn't even
that
part. Not for real. I like that. That's lawyer shit, bro. You know what? You don't even value yourself. How can I even expect you to value me?
That part.
That's that part. So let's transition into artist contracts. And even just contracts in general, because, you know, we have a situation, with Revolt, and you know, it's a lot of jargon in there that we don't understand.
Why they can't just say regular
Question,
terms?
so why are the contracts written in that here, he, by he, the of, you know what I mean? Why is it in that lingo for us regular folks not to understand, for one?
If I want to get over on you, why would I say it in plain English? Why would I say it in a language that's so clear and plain? I'm going to say it in a way that is legal jargon, so to speak. And, you know, again, less than 5% of lawyers are black. So a lot of these companies are banking on us not knowing a lawyer, not having a lawyer to call up. You know, can you imagine if every family in the United States of America, every black family had a lawyer to call? In their family?
People don't even know how to get in. People don't even know how to get in contact with a lawyer. Like,
But to find a good one that you trust,
other than like Google, like literally,
No, for real.
and whoever paid for the top search probably
That
wins
part.
type shit.
Yep. And of course, Atlanta J's you. I love Atlanta. Love being here. I love the legal network here. But there are a lot of black lawyers in Atlanta. But if we're talking on a national level,
Yeah.
that's real. I mean, so also too into artist contracts. What's your advice for artists? You know, in terms of can they always trust the lawyer to have their best interests at heart? How do you know that, you know, you hiring the best lawyer? Because a lot of we have artists that we had on the show, you know, Money Moo, and we spoke about this on the interview, so we can talk about it. But so I don't know if you know Money Moo, but he's an artist. He has a really popular song, and he had a lawyer present. He had his manager present, but technically now he does not own this popular song anymore. And it's, you know, but they had the lawyer present. They had the manager present.
here's the problem. And a few lawyers may be upset with me for bringing this up, but the problem with, for example, record deals, right? I recently had a young lady who got offered a deal contact me, and I told her my fee, my retainer amount, and she asked me if I could just take a percentage of the signing bonus.
Okay.
I told her no.
Period.
A lot of lawyers will take it. Listen, if I'm getting 10% of your signing bonus,
I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you sign that agreement no matter what it
I
says.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get
That
what you're
makes
saying.
sense.
I get what you're saying.
Like what?
I feel like I know that artist is.
And some lawyers gonna be mad at me for bringing it up. I don't move like that. I need to do what's in my client's best interest. So if you need to go hustle a little bit, however you hustle to get me my retainer up front,
That's
I don't
crazy.
want 10% of your 100,000 signing bonus. I just want what I'm owed for the hours that I build.
Period.
Right.
So what happens is a lot of times, and it's not like,
But yo, what if somebody is dead broke and right after this deal they got 100,000, but they are dead broke? That's the hard thing, and I understand. Get it, trade in your fucking car, you'll buy it back or something.
that part.
Damn, it's
Or
crazy.
it comes down to, can you hustle for a few months and come up with that money on the front end? And if you can't, you can't. And you're in a situation where once you sign that deal, you know, you got to do your obligations, of course, but work to get where you can get out of that deal if it's a bad deal. But you can also let that lawyer know, like, listen, I understand you're getting your 10%, but I need to make sure this is favorable for me.
Right.
And I feel like, again, this could be stepping on some toes, but I feel like, I don't know. For me, it's unethical. It's unethical.
true. Like,
Money is evil.
No, I agree. If I'm getting my
Money is
10%,
so evil.
That's true.
you
baby,
gonna
you
make
go-
sure.
I'm gonna tell my client, baby, it's good. Go
Sign
ahead.
that right now. You need a pen.
Right.
You need 2 pens.
But that's real, and that's
Right.
what you
That's a good
need.
point.
That's what you need.
And being solid like that, let's say you don't make that much up front, but then this person will trust you and stick with you for years,
Right.
and that money come on the back end.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because you're gonna always need a lawyer, like Excel's point. I
Yeah.
mean, especially entrepreneurs, any business, you're gonna need a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know.
I've also heard about like artists using the label's lawyer.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
That's
How
the
you feel
absolute
about
worst.
that?
Right.
It's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that lawyer, it's a conflict of interest for starters.
Right.
So
So
are they
is that
having
even
you,
right proper to do? Like,
if they have you sign a conflict of interest statement where you acknowledge the conflict of interest, and a lot of folks, I mean, you don't really understand what that means. So
Right.
you see that chain they dangling and that 100,000, which that's probably gonna all you get, because the way a lot of record deals go, you really never make no money off of it unless you go on tour or whatever. So it's just like, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
It's
we got a lot of stuff going on right now with artists. There's so many artists that are locked up that are popular artists that we all know. What cases are you paying attention to? Because we got YSL, Young Thug, Umfu, we got YNW Melly, so many letters.
YNW.
We got Lucci.
Golly.
It's so many artists. I mean, it's a lot of people that's going through shit, but we're talking about artists because it's a progress part. But how many artist situations are you kind of looking at?
You know, I try to stay up to date with as much as I can, but given that it's Leo season, I gotta shout out.
Yes, Leo.
Leo gonna be a Leo.
That makes sense for Leo. I fuck with Leo.
So I gotta stay on top of Young Thug's situation.
Yeah, Leo. Yep.
Yeah, that's one I'm really just like really interested by.
So what you think about
I'm
it?
about to say, think he coming home.
And how long it has taken. It's been coming like a zoo. You reposted when we talked about the jury. Not even getting paid, so people are literally losing their jobs.
Yep. Let's really talk about it. They have still not picked the jury.
That's crazy.
And I think he's been locked up since September.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Since September.
So I would be surprised if that trial actually starts before the holidays.
They said January, I thought.
So
they said January.
Can you do that? Is that against somebody's rights to hold them, like, without proving anything? And
well, you're entitled to a speedy trial, but the problem is that this, what we call the voir dire process. I gotta say that. Voir dire.
I don't know what you're saying.
We wouldn't.
I had to take a breath and make sure I said that one right.
Sound right to me.
right. It sound good. It's like a French or Italian term. Something that came up with a long time. The white folks came up with a long time ago. But essentially, they are still in the jury selection process.
That's wild,
crazy.
man.
I'm talking about, you have 1,000 folks who are being held up with just their lives, and they're all trying to get out of it. They're all saying, I got to take care of my daughter. I got to take care of my grandma and, different responsibilities. But they started the jury process in January. So all that y'all are seeing, like, on the media, that's not even the trial.
That's the crazy part. Like, we think you sneaking drugs in. This not even that trial.
So what are they doing, though? Like, they're just...
So
the pleas and stuff, though.
Well, there is some pleas happening that's not, a part of the thug process. But what's happening is the process of selecting a juror, it's not as cut and dry as you think it is. You literally have a box of folks who are going to decide this person's life, whether they're convicted or not convicted. So the prosecution and defense, they are literally, fighting. Of course, the prosecution, they want to get people in that jury box who probably look at thug as a thug, like give him the death penalty. They want to get people like that on the jury. And of course, the defense want to get people in that jury box who, stereotypically look like they would probably listen to thugs when they on the way home.
So, could you have heard a thug before and be on the jury? Okay. I want to make sure, because then he ain't going to have no young motherfuckers on there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that it was a thing where they ask and they screen you like you can't know anything about this person or no. I didn't know that.
It's not whether if you've heard of them, whether you're biased about anything you've heard. Do you feel, knowing you've heard his music, knowing you've seen him on the news before, do you feel you can still make an unbiased decision if you hear all the evidence presented? Let's really think about that question.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
When I hear anything if I was a jury, I'll come back to the progress report. We have exclusive content.
Right? It's lit.
Don't call me, y'all. I ain't the one.
Oh, no, please don't call me.
The real problem, though, is our justice system is not fair at all. These jurors, I got called for jury duty. Thank God I went up there. They were going to dismiss me eventually anyway because I'm an attorney. Yeah. But they get paid like pennies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For their service.
And
if you don't go, do you go to jail? Is that true as well?
Absolutely. You can end up in contempt of court.
I think somebody there got like a week or something in jail.
Shawty went on her vacay.
She had a pre-planned vacation.
She had shit going on.
Yeah. But these jurors, I got caught for jury duty, and the case that they were going to put me on ended up settling. But I remember getting on the shuttle to go back to my car, this guy was like, yo, I couldn't get time off for work from this. This some bullshit. And I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
So
No, it's deep.
if I am on that jury box and I could be making money right now, guilty, I gotta go home.
real
talk
You know what I mean? Or
That's
not
real.
guilty. Am I
That's
really
real.
listening?
Right.
Am I really
That's-
considering? Or am I just trying to get the fuck out of here to go home to my kids?
Damn, that's
So
a
on
good
that
point.
note, like,
Whew.
should the state be doing something for the jurors too, or like
Hell, they should.
that's
should.
a whole other thing
That's
for
fucked
real?
up.
Like,
That's fucked up.
that's crazy.
Yeah, systemic racism is real.
That
I'll say
part.
that.
So, what's your thoughts on the YNW Melly situation? Because we just learned, I think today,
Yes.
they called a mistrial, but they're going to try him again for the same situation.
Yeah.
And so he has to stay locked up. He can't get out,
Yeah,
right? That's
he's
crazy.
still locked up.
How disappointing.
So part of me is, I have mixed feelings about it. I think first off, there's a white woman prosecutor. I was like, okay, because this profession is 88% white men. So
I heard
I'm
she
always
was killing it.
Yeah, so I'm always happy to see someone other than the 88% killing shit.
That's real talk.
Right. So I'm happy to see that. But is she really killing it? Because if she was, she probably would have got her conviction. So,
Damn.
But
Damn.
but because the defense made a good point. What was their motive? That was their friends. What was their motive for killing their friends? And because they're claiming it was a drive-by shooting, so it's just, you know, I guess the evidence isn't evidencing,
Right.
in the prosecution's favor, so to speak. But you know, my thing with mistrials is, and my really good friend Nija, who's also an attorney, she does criminal defense. That's who I would call if I ever got a serious charge. She brought up a good point. She said that mistrials are not a win.
Right.
Because the
Facts.
state gets a second bite at the apple. Like, you tried my client once, and now you get to try them again.
So
That's
can you
crazy.
present new evidence and stuff, or is it the same? Okay, you can.
That's crazy.
What do you think about it? Like, just seeing all the stuff that's been presented in the public to us, because we all feel indifferent about it. I think we can agree on that. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
I
like,
don't know what the fuck.
I don't know. What do you feel happening there?
Is
What
the
do you
nigga
think that nigga
guilty or
guilty or not?
innocent?
Yeah.
Nigga, YNW Melly a killer or not?
I think
Damn.
that regardless of whether someone did the crime or not, the prosecutor got to do their job.
Yeah.
That's a real
That's
lawyer
true.
answer right
Right,
there.
right.
We like,
Why y'all
nah,
ask
give
the
us
wrong
it in
person?
layman's terms, guilty or not.
Yeah, and it's until proven guilty,
That's
right?
right.
You know, so I think that, but I also think that, you know, for example, this Thug trial. Do you know how much tax dollars have been wasted?
Yeah, that part.
Oh.
It says the biggest
Longest.
That
yeah.
part.
This
Yeah.
jury
Atlanta.
selection process is the longest in Georgia history.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
I don't know when Georgia started.
Like,
But whenever Georgia started and whatever jury started in history, this is
That's
longer.
wild.
The second longest is the Atlanta public school case with the teachers that helped the kids cheat or whatever.
Wow.
Allegedly, I don't know, but
Shout out to them
Allegedly.
teachers. Shout out to
that's
Allegedly.
the second longest
Y'all do this a
jury
favor.
selection process.
They had to get hard.
So it's just, you know, taxpayers pay the judge's salary.
I'm tired of
Taxpayers
paying
pay for the prosecutors.
I ain't paying
You get
no
what I'm saying?
protection.
I'm just thinking about how those resources could be so much better used.
And Atlanta taxes is high as hell, by the way.
Right.
Like 8%. Like,
This is
that's
why.
crazy.
And I always say I had this conversation amongst friends and stuff, but I feel like, you know, I pray I never be in any of these situations,
Absolutely.
but I feel like I would rather get a murder charge than a RICO charge. Do you feel like, because I feel like with murder charge,
even think
no,
about
no,
that.
because I'm saying with murder, no, but
some other
listen,
shit.
with murder charges, I
YMW
feel like,
Lala.
It's you. Like, you got proof.
but
you.
no, with a murder
I'm gonna never be on her bad side.
You heard what she bought out when you first started. How to get away with murder. Hey, we got all the evidence right here on this evidence.
Be all friend.
My point is
I got a
though,
good lawyer for you if you ever did.
but no, listen. I've known people that beat murder charges quick. But RICO, it's like all the people that I know that have been through RICO ain't no beating that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, is that some type of truth or?
Listen, I just want us all to stay out of trouble.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want. But you know, there is like a energy that, you know, you hear somebody get a murder charge. Oh, okay. right? You got a RICO. Ooh.
It's over.
You know, it's over.
Yeah.
But you know, from that angle, the problem is with RICOs, you have a criminal organization, right? So just think, if you got 20 idiots,
One of them fucked up.
one of them gonna fuck up.
They fucked up.
These, right? If you committed a murder on your own, you may be smart enough to get away with that murder.
Okay,
How
that's
to
a
get
good
away with
point.
murder? Shout out to
Okay,
Andy
hey.
Keating. So from that standpoint,
Okay.
I would prefer, because I might get caught up under a RICO,
That's a good
not
question,
because
though.
something I personally did, because of what
That's
your dumb ass
crazy.
did.
All right, you ain't at the point of me. You ain't point at me this whole. She look.
Something you did.
The
It
cancer.
really hurt. It's really hurt.
Eyes too.
Look, that's the
All right.
cancer talking.
I got a question. So explain to people what is a plea deal and why do some people frown upon it when people take plea deals
You're gonna
as
snitch.
a cop
Good
out?
question.
Like,
A plea deal is when you basically decide, I don't want to take this to trial because I'm afraid if I'm convicted, the sentence is going to be so severe versus what this prosecutor is offering me. You don't want to take that quote unquote gamble. But my friend Nigel came up with this brand that says stop pleading guilty. And the reason
that.
being is that a lot of stuff happens between when you're preparing for trial. Oh my God, my other friend Jasmin, she's another criminal defense attorney. Do you know how many cases get dismissed? But
Wow.
if you don't take that gamble, you don't get to that negotiation phase. Because let me tell you, these prosecutors do not be wanting to try these cases. So they try to get you to settle. These prosecutors don't get paid well. Let's really talk about it. So they try to get you to settle. They try to get you to take that plea deal that, oh, we'll give you 5 years. If you go to trial, it's going to be 20. But you have a right to trial.
But that's scary, and I feel like so many people even plead guilty being innocent because, hey, you're looking 10 to 20 or 1 to 3. Fuck it, I don't even want to risk it, and that's crazy, and that's a lot with minorities too.
But these prosecutors aren't that bright. They really aren't. There are so many mishandlings with the evidence. There's so many. Just think, this is a jury typically convicting you. You know, stop pleading guilty. You know, I think.
I like that.
And then not just that, but you take that 1 to 3, right? But then that also typically comes with probation, right? So now you're out on probation after your 1 to 3, and the littlest thing, a traffic stop, a little bag of whatever on you, whatever, can get you back in jail just like that for your original sentence. So, you know, a lot of folks, you know, are starting to realize, I would rather just do 6 months in jail than take that probation, because you get that probation, you get caught at a traffic stop or whatever, or you have a bad drug test or whatever, now you're doing the 10 years.
Yeah, that
Like,
happened to
just
my
like
dad. Yeah, he's a felon. He got caught with a gun, and they gave him 6 years. He was out for like 10 years, and he got 6 because he got caught with a gun.
Yeah, and
That shit is real.
It's real.
and that's on your record forever. Even though you only did 3 years, that's on your record forever. And don't think it's only affecting you those 3 years. Like, my sister's like 30, and she got a felony at 18 and still can't get apartments in her name out here. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's wild.
What's your thoughts on just the artists that was signed to YSL that took the plea deals? You know, specifically, I guess Gunna, because it's plenty of other ones that took the plea deals, but I mean that's the one that's being publicized, of course. Cause
Is
he's
it
the most
snitching,
popular.
Jazz?
Is it snitching?
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I listened to the album like everybody else.
That album was fire.
The album was
lawyer
hard.
set him
up.
Look, I listen to that joint in the gym every time.
Yeah.
And I listened to Thug's album in response to see if there was any collabs or any.
Yeah.
Professional attorney Jazz is saying this client did what was best for him. Personal Southside Richmond Jazz, okay, is saying,
Because we heard the yes ma'am and the no ma'am. I'm
We
just
all heard
asking.
it.
I'm just
We all
asking.
heard
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
we all heard it.
Respectfully.
But we also don't know the conversation
That's obvious.
off the
Absolutely.
record.
That's true.
Because from my perspective, real boss, a real head honcho, hey, look, I'm gonna have to just do these years. Ain't no need to have y'all locked up, you know, in this, you know,
Facts.
etc. I need y'all on the outside
Making that
this money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, etc., etc. So we don't know what's really what.
That's
they
real.
aren't, and I'm pretty sure Gunna basically, in his tracks, he was saying, I didn't snitch, or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, we just don't really know what's what. So what they be saying, stay out of grown folks' business. Like,
Also,
No problem.
also
No problem.
outside of that, you can't record in court, right? Or like, did somebody leak that footage and really create a narrative?
That's a good question. How's all this shit getting out like that?
So you can get, you have to go through the proper channels, but you can get media in the courtroom. Now, what we define as media and what they do or don't allow, because some court hearings are recorded all the time. They're on the news. You know what I mean?
Megan and Tory.
Or if you didn't go through the proper channels and you just have to have your phone kind of, you take that risk of someone finding the bailiff or whoever seeing you and getting locked up or whatever. But I mean, if you just kind of like low with it,
That ain't no accident that part leaked.
Yes, ma'am.
That's no accident.
The whole thing?
And that manipulated, like I feel like if we wouldn't have seen that, he wouldn't have got backlash, because like we said, so many people had took plea deals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For Gunna's sake, I'ma just say or hope that unrecorded or unreleased, he kind of directed them like, go ahead and get out of there, whatever you gotta say. I don't know, but
that's what we were saying too. Like, we don't know what Thug
Right. We need to hear
told
Thug.
him or how he feels
need to hear from Thug.
necessarily. Even though there
I
was
wouldn't
some
let
shit
my
with
youngest
Dirk
get
that
locked
got.
up.
No,
What'd you say?
and you're right.
I wouldn't let my
A
youngest
real
get locked
boss
up.
Yeah,
is
me
not
neither.
going to do right.
It'd
That's
be
real
the
talk.
lack of
That's
accountability
real
for
talk.
me. Like, a lot of
That's
people
what
that be
it
in these
is.
situations is like, my nigga, everything that you ever rapped about, that you did in the streets,
Right.
don't try to run from it now when this is the lifestyle
ma'am.
that you chose.
Right.
That'd
And
be the
Thug
thing
brought
for
that
me.
up. He did a Breakfast Club interview where he essentially said he knew his demons would catch up to him at some point.
Thug a real one.
Thug is a real nigga.
Shout out to Young Thug, man. I fuck with
Shout out
Young
to
Thug.
Thug. He a Leo.
The girls have brought up this question here. Are labels able to put insurance policies on artists?
Absolutely. If you had a label, and let's say you sign, what's somebody that be running the streets?
Like,
I ain't even gonna
Not
say
putting
it.
nobody name.
Actually, never
Let's do a
mind.
hypothetical. Hypothetical.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got
Lil
somebody.
Murder, Lil Murder.
Right.
Lil Murder,
Murder, yeah.
who from Roundaway,
Yeah, that's a
gang
good
banging,
one.
who be still sticking folks up,
Yeah.
breaking into
Yeah.
cars,
Yeah.
whatever. But he got a few bangers on him. He got a little flow to him.
You
I
need to
need
put
to
that life
protect my
insurance on.
investment.
No, as crazy as we make it sound, it actually sounds like a great business move.
It isn't.
Not putting money on his death,
Right.
but protecting your investment.
These labels invest hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
And not for nothing. This is like we looked up like how much it is for like life insurance, and it could be simply $50 a month. Why are these drug dealer baby mamas not doing that?
I agree.
That's just a side note.
No, for real.
Yo, bro, you in all this shit, you making thousands a day. Why you not putting $50 a month on your shit?
I agree.
But
Because
It's
it's
the lack of
easy.
education too and resources.
True. Yeah.
Because we honestly just learned about this.
Yeah.
stuff even
That's
personally.
true.
So
You're right.
hopefully y'all watch this and y'all go out there and start Googling up.
Get
'cause
life
it's
insurance,
facts,
bro.
like, cause
But it's the same reason why these same folks don't have a lawyer on retainer. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be about that
That
life,
part.
if I'm gonna be out here slanging and doing whatever I do, I'm gonna have 10,000 set somewhere for my
Easily.
lawyer, just in case.
just in case.
Facts.
you're gonna need a lawyer eventually.
Yeah.
Either if
If
it's
I'ma
a
live that
contract
life,
or to
I'ma-
bail you out.
Yeah.
No, that's real talk. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm rewatching Power from season 1, and
Rewatching it, that shit long as hell.
I'm on season 4 already.
Damn.
But you see how did you watch Power? Okay, so
I didn't
like
watch it till the very end because I just was over
I
it.
never saw one episode of Power, man.
She ain't see the
You
wire,
heard Mike.
so
You
I
heard
ain't
Mike.
never seen The
You
Wire.
heard
I
Mike.
ain't never seen The Shy. I ain't never seen
you heard Mike.
Snowfall.
What?
I couldn't get into those either.
Take
so.
my black card.
Okay, my question is though, but not question, but statement. I do think that's smart. Always, if you in some shit, you better have your shit leaked. I don't understand why these niggas don't. I agree.
And if
I
a
agree.
record label is gonna have it on you, you should at least make sure your family has it on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And or they should be one of the beneficiaries of that policy before
Right.
you sign it.
With the record
I
label.
agree.
With the
So
record
you can
label.
negotiate that.
Absolutely.
See?
Everything is negotiable.
Yeah.
Everything.
Labels scab. They
See,
be doing
that
shit
makes
without families
sense.
being aware and all kind of shit.
It's business for them.
Yeah,
It is.
And we
That's
think
facts.
they're personally our friends. and-
Hell nah.
It's business.
That's facts.
And we gotta start looking at it as business too, and
Absolutely.
stop like saying it like in a bitter way or something, but like, yo, it is business.
It's business.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
You might be a part of their family, but from a business point.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you do wheels?
I don't do wheels.
Okay.
But I know somebody that knows somebody that do.
Okay, period.
One thing about
always
lawyer, they
got a
gonna know
referral.
somebody.
How do you feel about lyrics being used against artists in the court? But then also when the lyrics be like kind of true, like kind of snitching on yourself. How do you feel about it?
And Boosie beat that situation too.
He did.
You know,
Yeah, he
Boosie, they was trying to try his lyrics. They were.
Shout out to Boosie. I grew up on him. So.
Yeah, same.
Boosie be going out.
He is an unk now.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
He
Yes,
didn't know
he
that.
is.
He didn't know that.
Definitely.
It's so funny because when I was a first year law student, we had to write a legal memo arguing why or why not these lyrics should be able to be used. Wow. Yeah. I hated that assignment, but I will never be a prosecutor in my life. So I'm gonna always side with the artist. This is artistic expression, and that's just that on that.
Period.
Because what I find is that this exception or this like loophole or so to speak is typically used against us. When you, for the most part, when you see lyrics being used against an artist, it's us as in black folks. So for that one reason alone, I'm not for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
And also too, I think it's important to talk about like, like what's some advice to give to like maybe another young black lady that's out there, a young black girl, I should say, that's like, I don't know what I want to get into, but why should they become a lawyer? Why should they do it?
Becoming a lawyer has really changed my life. Man, what I would probably be in Southside Richmond flipping burgers, about 3 babies on my hips. If I didn't have this dream of becoming a lawyer, because okay, how do I become a lawyer? I got to go to college first. And then, of course, Hampton refined me. Oh, my God.
Come on, Hampton. Oh, you didn't get to I'm sorry.
Hampton, the best HBCU ever, okay? The illustrious, all of that good stuff. It's just a situation where, becoming a lawyer has given me an opportunity to be the voice for others, to be the voice for my community, to actually be someone that cares. That knows the paperwork, that knows what's really going on. So many of us are being taken advantage of by these bigger companies, by these record labels, by the government, however you want to put it. And to recognize that I'm being a part of the solution of this less than 5% of lawyers that are black. It's just
that's crazy, man.
It's just I sleep well at night knowing I'm really doing what I was on this earth to do. And I just remember being in high school at Huguenot High School in Richmond, Virginia, and we had an assignment where we had to talk about our lives 5 years from then. And I remember talking about doing what I'm doing now, and it's just like, wow.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, and I'm the first lawyer in my family.
That's hard. That's hard.
Don't let me have a lawyer in my family.
Oh, God.
Does your family hit you? Look. I am not a family attorney. Like, I am not.
Well, it's a two-edged sword, because sometimes like, what you calling me for now, Lord? But then sometimes like, why do you ain't call me?
Let me get 500 real quick.
Girl.
You know you good for it.
You the Terry from Soul Food.
Yes,
Terry had the money. She was the bank for the family.
Okay, so I think again, like we all deal with our own unique pressures, but how do you deal with that pressure? Because we kind of spoke about that off air, being that girl.
I'm still learning. But I think the biggest thing is recognizing that if somebody is calling me for $500, that means I probably got at least $5,000 in the bank, and that alone is a blessing. That alone is a blessing. I'm blessed to be a blessing. The favored are also called, and anything I receive isn't really mine.
That's real too.
Everything I've done and do isn't just for me. So I have my moments, of course. But I'm blessed to be a blessing. That's the bottom line.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And she said she was getting prepared for our question that we ask all our guests. you know. So we want to hear this perfect response of what the word
The lawyer
progress means
response.
to you. Right.
Okay, well, I don't even think this is really a lawyer response, but
Okay.
I look back at my life, right? So progress for me is looking back at my life and realizing at age almost 32, shout out to Leo season once again.
I'm out of here.
I have lived several different lives. I have gone from pre-law to law student to lawyer. A lot of people start as pre-law and they tell me all the time, I always wanted to be a lawyer, but they don't make it to lawyer. That's progress. I look at my life from being married to divorce, from straight to gay.
Hello! Because we're not going to go past that one.
I look at
God.
having straight hair to now locks to being, at one point I was like 185 pounds.
No
to
way.
now-
Sorry.
I've lived so
Not
many
with
different.
Mute her mic, please.
Just mute it. Let her think she's talking, y'all.
Go ahead. We listening. We listening.
The bottom line is progress for me is when you just look back over the years and you literally see the progression. You
Yes.
see all the phases. Oh my God, I lived so many lives.
Girl,
and I'm
we
only
believe you
32.
at this point.
That's
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's a
That's
beautiful
progress.
definition.
And
That's
you're
beautiful.
still very young.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You already
That
have a
And you
celeb.
lit. We be having fun
Yeah.
with Jas.
Yeah.
Like, I did not even know she was a
Party
lawyer.
with Jas.
I did not even know she was a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we be lit. We be outside. You a lawyer?
Yeah.
Like a real lawyer,
That's
too.
a bonus.
Yeah, that's dope. It's
So
dope.
what is next for you? I know you say you work with like empowering other people. Like what's next for you? Because you just gonna start it. It seems like, but like
Yeah, so what's next for me is growing my law firm, of course. My law firm is just getting started, you know, getting more clientele, helping more people close deals, protect their brands, you know. I want to bring on more Black associates. So I just hired a Black associate attorney. She works for my firm, an amazing Black female attorney. You know, I'm guiding her, and I want to bring on more. I want to have a whole lot of Black female lawyers working under me. That's
dope.
the vision. As far as my law school coaching, you know, I am launching this new brand called Pretty Legal, which is basically a legal networking event, which gives opportunities for Black lawyers to meet and mingle.
That's what's up.
But in a chill environment, we chilling, we smoking hookah, we kicking shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm trying to come.
Well,
When
it's
is
not.
the first event?
The first event is August 6th.
Nice.
At
Okay.
Truth Midtown from 12 to 5 here in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's
And it's
what's up.
also my birthday celebration.
We're gonna be in the building.
Huh?
We're going to be in the building.
Period. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Progress Report. Y'all are one of my sponsors.
oh yeah.
But what is the likeliness?
Ding, ding, ding.
We in there.
It's going to be a great experience, but the whole point is for lawyers to mix and mingle and for our clients to
Nice.
see us just being regular
That's what's up.
humans.
I need lawyers to hand out 20% off card,
And
business
maybe
card.
look, and maybe they will.
So-
Maybe they will. You know what I mean?
Say, no, I'm just playing.
Maybe you get them on their show and they throw you a little something, you know, whatever.
That's cool. That's cool.
But the whole point is that's like the biggest thing I'm working on right now. Like, so once a quarter, I want to have like different law firms sponsoring this Pretty Legal so they can invite their clients, their potential clients. Because at the end of the day, people hire lawyers all the time, and on the back end, they realize, I don't like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So if you
true,
can
too,
meet a
a
lawyer,
relationship.
the relationship, and if you can meet them in a chill environment and it's not so stuffy, and I'm not wearing a suit jacket to Pretty Legal. Like, I'm a, you know, I'm a
Step
good
out.
girl. Okay.
So are y'all gonna be speaking or anything, or is it just like mix?
I have a
mix and mingle?
host. I don't know if you guys know her, Anissa Brene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's the homie. I know her.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
Signed on to be our host for Pretty Legal.
Good for her. That's
so
what's
she's
up.
gonna keep the vibe and the energy and the conversations going.
Absolutely.
You know, it's going to be a great time. So that is the most immediate thing I have going on. But I'm also a future lawyer. I'm also a future lawyer coach. So I'm preparing to launch my first year law student coaching program again because my babies are about to start law school this far.
Wow.
So I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah.
lit.
Absolutely. Well, we love
Glad
it.
I got you in my network, man. I got
That
a
part.
good
I'm
lawyer.
happy I got y'all in my network.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, let people know your how can people get in contact with you if they want to work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I have 2 Instagrams. If you want to get to know me personally, check out at Jas, Jas, Talks Law. Talk with an S, Law. I'm Jas and I talk law. If you would like to get to know my law firm and everything we have going on there, check out the 5-star attorney __. And then, of course, through there, you'll find my email, you'll find my phone numbers, you know, all that good stuff. But Instagram is the best go-to route to get to know us.
I ain't gonna lie, we need like a link under the bio so anybody that goes through us,
That part.
we get a little
Hey.
5, 10, you know what I'm saying? We
We
can
can
fund
work something out.
we can fund our
Look, how about this? Mention the progress report during your consultation, and there we go. We're going to make some things shake.
Don't forget
that part.
look.
Nah, but that's dope.
Yeah.
This was dope. I'm glad we was able to connect. This is important, and I'm happy to see somebody that, you know, look like me. You know what I mean? And that's a lawyer. That's amazing. I would have never guessed that you was a lawyer. You know what I mean?
That's the best.
trying
That's
to
the
tell
best
you.
That's
part.
hard. That's hard.
And I
That's
think
hard.
we should like keep in contact with you even about like things that we got questions about and bring on the show
Oh,
and
we got
talk
plenty
about
of
it.
questions.
We got big deals on the way.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
I could be the progress report's legal consultant.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
we got her on video. We got her on video,
You know,
y'all.
Black got
done.
his
done.
lawyer that pull up, and he from Atlanta, so like
Yeah.
we need to talk about some things because a lot of stuff is going on here in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
And we got our input, but we really care about some legal insight on it
Yeah.
because you know
Yeah.
we just be talking our shit.
Right.
For sure.
And I could be like, well, actually.
Right. I object.
Nah, this was dope. We appreciate your
This
time,
Absolutely.
and this is beautiful. And I really hope that people pay attention to what's going
For
on,
real.
and the right people will. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
lit. It's lit.
Thanks, Jas.
Absolutely.
Of course, anytime.
Well, it's the progress report, y'all. We out.
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
girl.
The Progress Report.